Welcome back. In this video, we will explore shell scripting, an essential skill for Linux system engineers. Shell scripting empowers you to automate tasks, streamline processes, and supercharge your system management. Whether you are a seasoned pro or just starting out, this video is your key to Linux system efficiency through shell scripting. So let's dive in. But before that, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to check out my channel for more interesting videos related to WebLogic administration and SOA development. So what is shell? A shell provides you with an interface to the Unix system. It gathers input from you and executes programs based on that input. When a program finishes executing, it displays that program's output. So shell is an environment in which we can run our commands, programs, and shell scripts. There are different flavors of a shell, just as there are different flavors of operating system. Now the question is how to know your shell. You can run echo dollar shell or echo dollar zero to know the shell. So let's try to see that. So we are in the terminal and we are going to run echo dollar shell. So you can see we have bash shell that stands for Bourne shell, and we can also run echo dollar zero. So again you can see it is printing slash bin slash bash. So let's see what is shell scripting. A shell script is a type of computer program developed to be executed by a Unix shell, which is also known as command line interpreter. Shell helps in doing work which is repetitive in nature. For example, when you're executing a bunch of commands, often shell can take all these commands directly from a stored file and execute it instead of writing them again and again every time. Now let us discuss about Shebang. So you often have seen this statement in the start of the script. It is a special line at the beginning of a script that tells the operating system which interpreter to use when executing the script. So it is not mandatory, but it is recommended to add this statement in the shell script. Now, if you want to print output to the terminal, you can use echo command, and then you'll have to mention the string which you want to print. So this is our terminal. If you want to echo anything here, we can echo simply, and it will return this string in the output. So in the shell script, this is majorly used for logging purpose, or if you want to see any output on the screen while the script is running, you can use echo command. Now let us see how to run a script. For that, we'll write a simple script and we'll try to run it. So here I have a simple script you can see, and in the first line we have Shebang, and in the second line we are going to echo the string. So to run this script, you can use sh command, and then you'll have to mention the name of script, and you can see this is the output from the script. If you want to run this script in verbose to print extra details, you can use -x option, and then you can again mention the name of a script and hit enter. So you can see it is printing the statement which printed this output. So this is useful when you want to debug your script and see what is going wrong. You can also add comments to your script for documentation. So if you want to refer a script in the future, it will help in order to understand the logic. So if you want to add single line comment, you can use hash. Or if you want to use multiple line comments, you can use double less than brackets. So let's see that. So this is our hello script, and here we will try to add the comment. So I'm trying to open this script in VI editor. And if you want to insert anything, you'll have to press I. So we are into insert mode now, and we can add comments. So I will add a comment here. Let's say this is echo command, and it will print uh, print an output. Let's say you want to add multiple line comments, you can add double less than bracket. and you'll have to add a keyword. You can add any keyword here, and here you will add comments. So this is our multiple line comment, and to close this one again you'll have to mention the keyword. So let's save this and try to run this script. Escape, and then with WQ you can close and save this file. So let's hit enter. So our script is saved now, and we can run this script. And you can see we have hello world here, and the rest of the comments are ignored by the script. Let us talk about variables now. So here you can see we have variable equal to value. So in the shell scripting, you won't have to mention the data type of variable. You can also assign output of a command to variable. And here we are printing the value of variable 1 and variable 2. So to print the value of variable, you'll have to add $sign in front of the variable name. So let us see this with an example. So here we have a script, and you can see we have a name variable here, and the value is Mazahir Nazmi. And here we have a variable that is date, and we are running date command and assigning the value of date. And in the last, we are printing date and the name. So let's try to run this one. And you can see the output of this script is date followed by the name. Next is how to take the input from the user. For that, you can run a read command, and you can mention the name of variable. So whatever value you are going to read, it will be assigned to variable. And also you can add a string to this command if you want to print anything else apart from variable name. That is also possible. So let's see that. So this is the script. We are reading a name, and this name is variable. So whatever we read, we will assign it to this variable. And here we are going to print this with hello. So let's run this. And here I am giving my name. And you can see it is printing my name followed by hello. We have another script for password kind of inputs. So for that you can add -s. So it won't print the string whatever input you will add. So let's run that. And here I am going to add password, and the password should not be visible on the terminal. And you can see it is not visible. I'm hitting the enter. And with the echo command, we are printing the password we inserted. Now let us take a look to conditional statements. So just like other languages, we have if statement here. So the expression starts from if, then you'll have to add the condition, and then whatever you want to print or execute, you can mention after then. And in the else block, whatever you want to add, you can add. And to close this expression, you'll have to close it with fi. Similarly, we also have case statement, which is like switch, which we have in different languages. So you can mention different patterns, and based on patterns, it will execute the underlying commands. And in the last, just like if, you'll have to close the statement. So this is the reverse for case, that is ESAC. So you can close with ESAC. So let's see the example for if and case. So here we have a script where we are initializing two variables a and b. If a is equal to b, it is going to print a is equal to b. If a is not equal to b, it is going to print a is not equal to b. So let's execute this script, and it should print a is not equal to b. And you can see it is printing a is not equal to b. Let us see another script, that is if and else. So here again we have two variables, that is a and b. If a is equal to b, it is going to print a is equal to b. Otherwise it will go to else block and print a is not equal to b. So let's run this script. And you can see it is printing a is equal to b because a and b is equal to 20. Now let us see the script for case. And here you can see we have a variable where BMW is initialized. In the case 1, we are checking for Mercedes. In the case 2, we are checking for Audi. In the case 3, we are checking for BMW. So ideally, if we run this script, it should print headquarters Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India, because BMW is matching with the case 3. Let's run this script. And you can see it is printing headquarters Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. Using conditional statements, we can also check for file or directory. So with -f, we can check if the file is exist, or with exclamation -f, we can check if file is not exist. So if the file is exist, we can execute the command. If file is not there, we can execute the commands for that. And similarly with -d option, you can check for directory, and it is just similar to -f option. Now let us talk about loop statements. So just like any other language, we can have while loop or for loop in the shell script as well. So in the while statement, we'll have to put the condition, and based on condition, we can execute commands till the condition is true. And once condition is false, it will come out of the loop. So let's see an example for while statement. So this is the script for while statement. Here we have a variable that is a, and the value of variable is 0. And you can see in the condition we have -lt. So lt is for less than. So if the value of a is less than equal to 10, it is going to print the value of a, and then here using the expression, it is going to increase the value of a. And once a is not less than 10, it will come out of the loop. So let's run this. So you can see it printed value from 0 to 9, and when the value of a was 10, it came out of the loop. Now let us take a look to for statement. It is similarly to for each loop which we get in the Java language. So let us see with example. So here you can see we are iterating our variable a from 1 to 10, and when the value of a is equal to 5, it will break. It means it is going to break the loop and it will come out. So let's run this, and you can see it printed from 1 to 4, and it came out when the value of a was equal to 5. There is one more statement just like break, and that is continue. So it is going to continue the iteration and repeat the loop by skipping the execution. So let us see that as well. So here you can see when the value of a equal to 5, it is going to continue. It means it will skip rest of the expressions and start again from the next value. So let's run this one, and it should not print the iteration number 5. And you can see it didn't print the iteration number 5. We have another example for each loop, and here we are going to iterate the value of a string. So we have three strings here, or you can say we have three words here, red, green, blue, and we are going to iterate these words one by one. So let's run this, and it should print color equal to red, green, and blue. So there should be three outputs after the execution, and you can see color red, green, blue. We have one more example for loop where we are going to use positional arguments. So you can see here we have $@. It will read the arguments whatever we pass at the time of script execution. So to run this script, we will pass the arguments as well. So I am passing the argument like hi, how are you? So these are the four arguments here, and it should print all the four. And you can see the given sample is hi, how are you? And we have four lines. It means the number of arguments we have, it will iterate those many times. And it will store the value of argument in this sample variable and print it one by one. Let us see now infinite loop. So for that, we have while loop. So while it is true, it is going to print hi I am infinity loop, and it is going to sleep for 1 second and then again continue with the same. So if you want to come out from this loop, you will have to press Ctrl C or Ctrl C. So let's run this and see. So you can see it is printing in every 1 second, and to come out of the script, you can press Ctrl C. Now let us see the input output redirection. So in the first statement, you can see it is redirecting this string to a file. So it is going to overwrite the text and it will replace the value with the latest one. But if you want to append in the existing file, you can use two greater than symbols instead of one. So let us see this with an example. So let's redirect a sample string to a file, and we have a file which is just now created with this statement, you can see. And in this file, we have sample string. Now, if you run this again with some different string, that is sample string 2, it is going to replace our first string. So let us open this file again, and you can see now we have lost our first string and the latest string is inside this file. But using two greater than symbols, you can append the value. So let's try to do it. Sample string 3. And this time we are going to use two greater than symbols. And it should append the string inside our file.txt. So let's open this file. And this time we have two strings in the file. So this kind of redirection is majorly used when you want to redirect logs to a log file. And suppose you are executing a string and you want to store date and time and the execution history, you can redirect custom logs to a file using these operators. And here you can see we have a less than symbol, that is inward redirection, or we are taking this text file as an input for this command. So let's try to run this and see the outcome. So this is a command where we are trying to take a count of words from file.txt, and you can see the total number of words we have in file.txt is 6. But in this output, you are seeing file.txt as well. So you can take file.txt as an input using less than symbol, and it should only print 6 instead of 6 space file.txt. So here we go. One more use case where you can use two less than symbols, where you want to stop the input for a specific keyword. Let's say we are running this command where we are waiting for EOF to stop the inputs. So you can see when we hit enter, it is asking us to enter the input. So I am adding some inputs here. Those are hi, how are you, and when I put EOF, it is going to end. And you can see the latest output from this command is hi, how are you. Now you can use with output redirection also. So we are waiting for EOF, and whatever output we are going to get, we are going to redirect the output to a file. Let's say that is eof.txt. So again, it is going to ask us inputs. So again, I am entering hi, how are you? And I am adding EOF here to end this. So you can see this time we have redirected the output to eof.txt. Let's try to open this file. And in this file, we have now hi, how are you? You can also use three less than symbols when you want to count a string directly. So instead of counting or passing the values from a file, you can directly count a string. For that, you can use three less than symbols. So let's see that. So I'm going to use wc minus w. So here w is going to count words. If you are going to run wc minus l, it is going to count lines. So I'm going to count word, and I'm going to give a string here. Before that, we'll have to add three less than symbols, and we can give a sample string, and it is going to give us the number of words we have in this string. So you can see we have got the output, that is 2. Let us discuss about stream merging. You must have seen these kind of statements when you add cron jobs, or when you redirect output from your script. So it means that we are merging the output from stream n with stream m. And this one means we are merging the input from stream n with stream m. So a runtime log can be an example of a stream. So when we run a server, it redirects output using log4j for standard output or standard error. So those standard error and standard output redirections can be example of stream. So let us see the usage of these redirection using our dev null statement. So dev null in Linux is a null device file. This will discard anything written to it and will return EOF on reading. This is a command line hack that acts as a vacuum, and that is going to suck anything thrown to it. So while writing a shell script, we may want to discard the standard error from the output. Whatever stream we may want to suppress from the output, that stream of data can be written into dev null. You could write that data into another file, just we have seen while checking the redirection. But if you have no use for that data, why would you want to waste memory on it? So it is better to discard it completely. So let us understand this with example. On the screen, you can see we have a statement here where we are running the shell script, and one greater than standard out.txt. So here one is our standard errors, standard out errors. So we are redirecting it to standard out.txt. You can have any kind of file here. In the second statement, we are redirecting standard errors to standard error.txt. In the third example, we are merging standard error output to standard out stream. And in the last, we are redirecting this stream to dev null. So it means we are not going to redirect any standard output or standard error logs from this script. In this video, we are going to cover a couple of best practices to write a script. So let's see that in the script itself. So if you see here in the copy statement, we have hard-coded paths for the file. So it is recommended practice that you should use variable instead of hard-coding paths so that it can be reused in the entire script. And even better than this, it is good if you can use .properties file. So you can source properties file, and in the properties file you can mention all your paths, and in the script you can only use these statements and it should work. It is going to make your script clean, and it will be easier for you to reuse this script at multiple places. I would also recommend you to use log files. So it is going to prevent your script from concurrent execution. So here you can see that we are creating a log file, and we are checking whether the log file is already there or not. If the log file is already there, it is going to print a message that previous task for this job is still running. So if the log file is already not there, it will create a log file and then execute rest of the steps. And in the last, you can see it is going to remove the log file. So let us understand this by running the script. So I'm going to run this script, and you can see the output. Your execution begins and it ends. Let's say a log file is already there, and then if someone else is executing the script at the same time, they are going to get the message that previous task for this job is still running. So once this log file is removed by the script itself, then you will be able to run this script. So that's it for this video. In this video, we have tried to cover multiple concepts related to shell scripting. If you found this video helpful, please like my video, subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon for the further notification. And from the next video, we are going to start automation series where we are going to write different scripts. So stay tuned for upcoming videos and don't forget to leave a comment so that I can bring and cover different topics for you. Thank you.